The Philadelphia Eagles have a lot of different ways they can attack this upcoming draft. We talked about it a lot. Today, I want to do the video that you guys voted for. Kj Hamler versus Jalen Reagor, the player comparison. Also, at the end of this video, I will be picking the winner of the contest to be a special guest on my live stream, probably in the next week. So we'll figure out them details when I get the winner. But I also want to do in the upcoming days a video about the third and fourth round. We all know we want two receivers in this draft. A lot of people want to go first and second, and other people feel differently. And I don't know how the Eagles feel. But no matter when we get our first receiver, there's going to be talent in the third and fourth round when it comes to receiver. And that's why I want to do a specific video about the third and fourth round talent. So let's get to the player comparison. What is going on, everybody? I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Talk Podcast. If you are new to the channel and love talking Philly sports every single day, hit that subscribe button. Now, if you agree that no matter how we go about it, the Eagles got to come out this 2020 draft with at least two receivers, smash that like button. And oh, by the way, it helps this content and pushes it out to other Philly fans. With all that being said, let's get into today's topic. When you look at both these players, the first thing that comes to a lot of people's mind is one-trick pony. Guys who are under 6 foot tall who just get vertical. I see it differently. Jalen Reagor is a guy who's very precise on his route running and has a multitude of routes in his route tree. Kj Hamler is a guy who can get separation on almost any route. He goes through the middle with the slants. He can do a lot of different things than just go vertical. But both these guys can get vertical. When I think of a one-trick pony, I think of Tavon Austin, John Ross, Marquise Goodwin. These guys who can fly, but that's all they can do is fly. Kj Hamler and Jalen Reagor in the NFL will be much more than that type of player. Now, Kj Hamler, when I look at how he plays, his body, everything, the guy who comes to my mind 100% is Deshaun Jackson. I mean, the build to his body, the style of play, everything reminds me of Deshaun Jackson. And when I look at a guy like Jalen Reagor, he reminds me of Steve Smith. Again, body built, style of play, the physicality, being able to go up and get jump balls with his 42-inch vertical. He reminds me of Steve Smith. Again, these guys' games are similar in certain situations, but are different in other situations. Again, Steve Smith, Deshaun Jackson, two different types of players, but can both make the big play happen. Again, when I compare them to them, I'm not saying they're going to have their type of careers, but that's a style of play you're going to get from these guys. So at the end of the day, what style would you want? Deshaun Jackson or Steve Smith? But let's get into the nitty-gritty details of this video. Kj Hamler or Jalen Reagor?
In the second quarter. Going for the end zone. Hamler. Yep, second of the game.
Kj Hamler out of Penn State. He's 5'9", only 176. Let's talk some strengths. Yak. This guy is tough to catch when the ball is in his hands.
He jitterbugs free. There goes KJ for
dynamic speed, quick burst, and can get vertical.
Clifford, after converting, looks to find Hamler deep. He's got a touchdown.
Ability to track the ball at any angle.
Long throw to the end zone. Hamler adjusts.
Runs and plays tougher than 176 pounds.
Now it's Clifford's show. He hands it off. That's the explosive Kj Hamler.
Let's talk some weaknesses. Playing through contact at the next level is going to be a little harder. Small catch radius, not the most consistent hands. Although he has a couple drops, he does have some spectacular catches. Jalen Reagor out of TCU. He's 5'11", 195 pounds. Let's talk some strengths.
Duggan suddenly in control. Fires another shot, this one towards the end zone.
When the ball is in his hands, he gets a lot of yak.
Trying to set up a little bubble screen to Reagor. Reagor across the middle, bust one. Reagor still on his feet. There he goes.
Big play, explosive speed. Can definitely get vertical.
Hill, just in front of his end zone, has a man out there. It is Reagor, and he's off to the races.
Polished route runner, good at getting in and out of his breaks.
Wow.
And there is all the athleticism. Running to the right and that throw.
Even though he's 5'11", with his 42-inch vertical, he can do back shoulder fades and he can get up for jump balls.
And they'll throw it his direction on the way. Reeled in for the touchdown.
Weaknesses. He did drop some gimmies. Not a big deal because, again, he makes some spectacular catches as well. Sometimes he struggles with press man. Looking at these two players, whatever offense they go into, there's so many creative ways you can use them. Not just sending them vertically, there's many different ways you can use these type of players. Wide receiver screens, wide receiver reverses, get the ball in their hands in space and let them do what they need to do. Now, Jalen Reagor also has some deadly punt return skills. Kj Hamler probably got punt return skills too, but at 176 in the NFL, you don't want him taking that many lickings. Now, both these guys are under 6 foot, like I said, but Jalen Reagor is bigger and the more physical player. He's almost 20 pounds heavier, and that goes a long way when it's the NFL and you got to go through the middle and get hit by these really big guys. Again, a lot of people talk about Jalen Reagor's 40 time, his 4.47. He put on 10 pounds right before the combine. Should have never did it, but he did it. This guy's game tape is much faster than what he showed at the combine. You can't always go by that. When I look at where these guys are going to be drafted, Jalen Reagor could end up going at the end of the first round. I don't believe so, honestly. I believe both these guys are day 2 draftees, and they're going to make whatever offense they get into explosive as soon as they get on the field. Now, Jalen Reagor to me is probably going to go somewhere in the second round between 3 and 15-ish. So, like I said in one of my community posts, if the Eagles do stay at 21, I think it's more beneficial for us to move up in the second round. It will be easier to do. There still are some great receivers in the second round, the Kj Hamlers, the Jalen Reagors, and others like the Claypools, the Michael Pittmans, the Brandon Ayuks, all these guys, and I will be doing videos on them too. We'll make a vote soon. But what you would have to give up to move up in the second round will be a lot less than what you would have to give up to move around in the first round. And again, you get your first round guy, whether it be a receiver and you double dip at receiver at second, or you go a different way. Who knows? But there's still going to be players in the second round. So if you have a receiver in the first and want to get another receiver in the second, and or you're getting your first receiver in the second, I doubt that. But moving up in the second will be a lot easier. Now, Kj Hamler, although he has a good chance to be there at 53, some mock drafts are even having him go in the beginning of the third. I think it's close. If you stay at 53, Jalen Reagor most likely won't be there, and then you're taking a chance of not getting Kj Hamler. Again, Brandon Ayuk's there, Claypool's there, Michael Pittman, there's other guys, but this video is about these two. So I want to also mention that I think you have to move up in the second to get Jalen Reagor, if that was your choice. And you might be able to get Kj Hamler at 53, but that's, kind of iffy. When it comes to both Jalen Reagor and Kj Hamler, they both can play that flanker position, that wide position, that guy who can go vertical, but you can do a lot of different things with them. You can line both these guys in the slot. You can use these guys on reverse motions. You can do a lot of different things. Get the ball in these guys' hands and let them go to work. I think once the ball is in these guys' hands, Jalen Reagor is the more physical runner, but Kj Hamler is the more explosive runner. That's just how I look at it. Kj Hamler is a guy who did not run at the combine as well. And we all know how fast Ruggs is. If I have to say someone who's the fastest when it comes to the first 3 steps, the first 5 yards, I think Kj Hamler could give Ruggs a run for his money. I still think Ruggs is probably a little bit faster, and when it comes out to the whole 40, of course Ruggs is the fastest. But I'm talking the first 5 yards, the first 10 yards, the quick burst. I haven't seen a quick burst like Kj Hamler in a while. He can eat cushion like no other. DBs want to back off 10 yards, 12 yards, and still open their hips to get out because they're scared of what Kj Hamler can do in the first 10 yards. And like I said, Jalen Reagor, just watch his game tape. He is faster than 4.47. He's going to make it be known in the NFL that you should have never just listened to my NFL combine time. When I look at these two players, I really do believe these guys are going to be drafted in the second round. I do think Jalen Reagor is going to go before him. Now, if you look at the Eagles offense and ask me, Philly Mike, who would you want on this team? Like I said, Both these guys can help out the Philadelphia Eagles, and there's other decisions that need to be made at wide receiver as well. Again, if we get that big guy in the first round, then you want the fast guy in the second round. If we get the fast guy in the first round, then you want the bigger guy in the second or third, wherever we get our double dip at receiver. So you got to make sure it fits the team. If you ask me again to throw out who I think is going to get drafted first or second, and just who would you like on the Philadelphia Eagles, I got to go Jalen Reagor. I mean, still at 5'11", his 42-inch vertical, he can go up and get the contested catches. He can do a lot of different things. And like I said, Kj Hamler's speed and his first 5 yards, 10 yards burst is something special. And I think he's going to tear up defenses. But again, I got to go with the more complete guy, and I think that's Jalen Reagor. But I'm telling you, I do like Kj Hamler. After watching these guys' tapes, not just highlights, film, you get a different type of appreciation for these guys. So, Gate City, I got to give you credit. I do like Jalen Reagor. I just don't think we can do it at 21. Again, who knows? Maybe we do move back. I don't know. But again, moving up in a second could be more beneficial for the Philadelphia Eagles, whatever way to go. With all that being said, let's pick the winner for the competition. Before I do that, I just want to shout out everybody that entered. Appreciate you guys. And like I said, if you don't win this time, I'm going to be doing this more often. So just enter again when I put it out there. But I want to shout all you guys out. Miguel Gonzalez, Corey Williams, Tyler Hartley, Sin Morris, Andrea Felix, Buddha Bless 757, Annabelle Morales, Twain Eagles 215, No Pro Sports, Kirby Scarborough, Iron Force Gaming 1, Jose G. Torres, Nick Bray, Angry Joker, Steve Menjivar, Texas Eagle, Two Hands Coach, Fly Eagles TV, Bloody Shot HVAC 22, and the Gambling Hippie. Thank you guys for entering, and like I said, if you don't win this time, keep going. We're going to keep this thing going. But got all the little names in the hat, shaking it up, shaking it up, shaking it up. And the winner is I don't know if you can see it, Nick Bray. Nick Bray's the winner. So at the end of the day, I'm going to hit you up in the comment. We're going to discuss how we're going to do this, and we'll figure out the best day to go live. Look forward to working with you and hearing your opinion on the Philadelphia Eagles. With all that being said, until next time, you know what time it is. We out.